everyone, this is Arthur from Storwell. I like to do these regular reviews of alternate products, and I've found this one from Ryobi, the Ryobi Link modular storage system that Bunnings sells. I've seen this a little while ago, and I happened to be at Bunnings recently, and I thought I'd buy one and just put it to the test. And I've got a bit of a review on it, but also here's a bit of a video kind of analysis. So this system, it's relatively new. It cost me about $40 odd for these two rails, and you can see the rails are here. They're kind of a hard plastic rail with these kind of angular and straight channels with multiple screw holes. You get two of these. They're around 800 and about 900 millimeters wide, and it's about 20, I think 17 or so millimeters high, maybe slightly less, but anyway, roughly that much. And the whole idea is that you obviously attach these to your wall and then can attach accessories to it, and obviously then hang all your items. So these can be installed on any type of wall, plaster or brick wall. You can use these little screw holes on the ends, depending on where you can find the studs. If it's a plastered wall, obviously with brick wall it's a little bit more flexible with where you place them. But you can also use the screw holes in the middle, as well as the channel kind of lining here across the top and the bottom, right, to kind of fix a couple of screws in. So they kind of say weight-wise that this system can hold around 90 kilos, around 30 kilos it says, 31 kilos apparently per 280 millimeters. Quite interesting, but anyway, that's what the spec says. Someone's tested it and have come up with it. So just a little bit of info about how the accessories work on here. I bought an accessory. I bought this kind of cradle-looking hook, very similar to the Gladiator range, to be honest. So it looks like this. You can see the hook has got these kind of angles and latches at the bottom of the top and the sides. And what basically happens is you slot it in to this, between these two channels. And it kind of snugs in there. It's quite loose. You can see it pops out. But what they also give you is this screw. So you get one screw per accessory, or it seems. And the screw basically allows you to fasten inside that screw hole there. Interesting thing is that the actual screw itself is a star-shaped fixing. So you need a fastener with the star kind of end, and it just screws in, and this, secures it into this rail, as opposed to kind of sitting loosely. And if I flip it around, you'll see at the back how the attachments are kind of grabbing in a couple of areas, right, in these molds, in the mold. So it gives you some security there, but that's kind of how this system works. It's pretty affordable, so it's about $40 odd for the two rails and about 15 for the accessory roughly. I mean, obviously they vary based on size. I think it'll be okay for your light kind of gardening tools, etc. And if you have other Ryobi gear, your kind of colour matches, which is great. Does it give you a bit of perspective as to how this stuff differs from something like Storwell though? So I'll just put this out of the way. We were talking before about how many screws you could fit in, and let's say across this rail you'd have maybe two studs, I suppose. You'd get at least two studs. You need two studs. Right, now something like Storwell is a little bit different. So Storwell will use something like this. So along the stud you would have potentially 4 fixings, all screws, okay? And you'd have one of these on every stud. And then what you've also got, so you've got this metal install strip here. You can see the thickness of it, right? And then what you've also got is the latches and the mold at the back of the Storwell panel, which also grips the install strip. So once it's all attached on, you've got is this kind of system here, right? And that's how Storwell kind of latches, right? You can see the grip there. So what you've got securing your load here is the panel. You've got the accessory, okay, you've got the panel, and you've got the metal bracket, and you've got the fastener, the screw, right? As opposed to it just being the rail or the panel and the screw. So the metal bracket, galvanized metal bracket here, is what's also giving you some additional kind of security as to hold the load that you're actually hanging off your wall. And this is very unique. Like as I said, if you look around, lots of wall panel systems out there today. It's become quite popular, but the install strip model is by far quite unique, and it's exclusive to Storwall. And then on top of that, we've also got the Storwall Camlock system, which is a lot better than just having a screw like what they've got here. Look, there's a difference in price though. I mean, you pay extra for the Storwall accessories. They are bulkier and heavier than this, and you get the Camlock system with it and the rest of it. Look, obviously someone's engineered it all, and that's how the pricing kind of works. But look, there's a bit of a difference between the Link and what Storwall has, the wall panels and the coloured wall panels and the install strip system. Look, hopefully it's helpful and provides you a bit of insight as to how Storwall compares to something like Link. Thank you.